some introductions of the team.
Hi, I'm Martin Black. I'm the account liaison for 360 Communications.
And I'm Rachel Aber, I'm Director for 360 Communications.
Dana Rear, Strategy Director.
My name is Jake Simpson. I'm one of the two research directors for 360 Communications.
I'm Adrienne Hink. I'm one of the research directors.
And my name is Alyssa Braden, and I serve as writing director. And together we are 360 Communications, and for the past 4 months we've had the pleasure of working and representing Smoking Words, which is a organization that promotes the movement for a smoke-free or tobacco-free campus. Some background information about Smoking Words is that it was established by Judith Sylvester in 2000. Dr. Judith Sylvester is an associate professor at LSU's Manship School of Mass Communications. As I stated previously, the goal of Smoking Words is to promote the movement for a tobacco-free campus, but also to educate the student body about the harmful effects of tobacco use. A partner of Smoking Words is the organization Fresh Campus, which is a statewide student-led organization that focuses on empowering college students to create change on their campuses, focusing on implementing tobacco-free policies. And another important affiliate of Smoking Words is the Louisiana Campaign for Tobacco-Free Living, which is another anti-tobacco organization that has provided Smoking Words with funding through a grant that was given to the organization in 2012. Our research director, Adrienne Hink, is going to go into some steps that we took to form the foundations of our campaign for Smoking Words.
So back in January, Jake and I met with Dr. Sylvester to kind of go over some of the past campaigns of Smoking Words, some of the failures and successes that she's seen, and some of the research that she would like to see, and some of the information she would like us to gather, quantitative or qualitative. We did some background research and came up with this SWOT analysis. A few of the internal strengths that we found is that it is student-run, and so it's conveniently located on campus, and it's easy to relate and communicate with the students. And a low percentage of students actually smoke at LSU. Some of the internal weaknesses is that there's a very low awareness rate. Not very many students have ever even heard about this, and the past failed attempts of this campaign over the past 13 years of not making LSU tobacco-free. Some of the external opportunities that we found is one event that Smoking Words participates in every year is the National Kick Butts Day, and coincides with the LSU Health and Wellness Fair. And we have the great grant from the Tobacco-Free Living and a few other opportunities. Some of the external threats is that there is a conflict with the LSU's Health Center campaign for healthy living, and the tobacco-free campus would be hard to implement or hard to enforce on, say, game days, or even the rules that we have right now with the 25 feet aren't enforced. Some of the research that our research strategy that we came up with was we did handout questionnaire surveys, online surveys using SurveyMonkey, and focus groups. Through those results, we interviewed about 111 people, and 85% of the people are not aware of that this organization exists on campus. 93% of the students said that they were affected by secondhand smoke, and we found out a few places that they found were the most affected on campus, which is Middleton Library. And 53% of the students support tobacco-free campus, while 29% were against it, and 18% don't have any preference. And Jake is going to go over how this led to our target audience.
Alright, so as Adrienne just stated, through the insight we gleaned from our client interviews, our secondary research, our SWOT analysis, and then finally our primary research, we decided that our target audience should be LSU undergraduate students between the ages of 18 and 22 years old. The reason we chose this audience is because, for the most part, undergraduate students are a little bit more invested in their campus than graduate students are. And this can go back to just the simple fact that, for the most part, undergrad students, depending on major, spend an average of about 4 to 5 years at the universities, whereas grad students will usually stay for about 2, sometimes 3 years. So just based on that, they usually have more of an input and more of a stake in their actual campuses. So some of the research results that we actually got out of the undergraduates that we surveyed was over 70% of them are actually non-smokers, and out of that 70%, the great majority of them said they really dislike secondhand smoke on campus and would actually prefer for LSU to be tobacco-free in the near future. So to break down this target audience even further, we separated it into demographics and psychographics. And the first two things we have for demographics are underclassmen, especially freshmen, and then also students who live on campus. The reason for the on-campus students is because many athletes, students who live in the East Campus, West Campus apartments, as well as many students who live in Greek life in the sorority and fraternity houses, they're on campus every day, they experience more secondhand smoke, and they're going to be more affected by this type of behavior going on throughout LSU's campus. For the underclassmen, and especially the freshmen, we wanted to target them because based on all the research we've done, whether it be primary, secondary, or just from just talking to any people we see on the way to class, we find out that the majority of students that end up smoking in college began in their freshman year when they are either 18 or 19 years old. So by targeting freshmen, we really think we increase our chances to lower the percentage of students that end up smoking in college, and also to hopefully get our awareness out a little bit more, and possibly entertain the idea of these students and freshmen trying to join Smoking Words to gain leadership experience and help for a good cause. As far as psychographics, we broke it into students who are health conscious and students who are involved, whether it be Greek organizations or other on-campus organizations. For health conscious, it's a well-known fact, tobacco adversely affects how athletes perform, whether it be just working out at the gym or an LSU football player, basketball player, etc. And for students who are involved on campus, for Greek organizations, most sororities and fraternities require that you have at least one or two other outside organizations you're involved in on campus. So we feel like targeting them, especially some of the younger ones who live in the sorority and fraternity houses, can really increase our chances to further build the membership of Smoking Words and cement that foundation that we planted this semester. And right now, our strategy director, Daniel Rayborn, is going to talk about some of our campaign's themes and key messages.
Thank you. So, after we got the research out of the way and narrowed down our target audience, it was time for us to develop the campaign theme or the overarching idea that we wanted to get out to the public while we did this campaign. And what we came up with is that Smoking Words uses a moderate, peer-to-peer approach that emphasizes respect. What we wanted to do is take the kind of polarizing attitude that anti-tobacco or anti-anything creates. It creates an alienation and a separation from different groups on campus, and we wanted to eliminate that. And instead, we wanted to present an organization that is run by students, connects to students, and instead of demonizing tobacco or telling them that they're wrong, we want them to educate them about the potential harms of tobacco, and then be able to open up dialogues and teach them how to respect their fellow LSU students and the campus that we all enjoy. From the campaign theme, we moved on to developing 3 critical key messages that we tried to stress throughout the entire campaign. 2 of them were major long-term themes that banked on consistency, and the third was a short-term message that we used during our Keystone event. Now, the 2 major long-term key messages kind of go hand in hand with each other. The first is Imagine LSU Tobacco Free, and the second is the Smoking Words logo, which ties into the catchphrase and LSU movement for tobacco-free living. What we wanted to do with these is use already made items from Smoking Words and re-emphasize them so that we could create a strong brand identity. Smoking Words has gone through a lot of hands over the past few years, and each time someone touches it, they try and kind of recreate the identity of the organization, and we didn't want to do that. The only way that we could cement Smoking Words onto campus is to create something that people were consistently familiar with. When we met with Dr. Sylvester towards the beginning of the campaign, she presented us promotional items that she had used in November for the Great American Smokeout, which is an annual event hosted by Smoking Words here on campus. Both of the logos here were presented there. We liked Imagine LSU Tobacco Free because it is young, it is not aggressive, and it actually kind of invites an openness of thinking about anti-tobacco. The Smoking Words logo, we felt, again, really cemented a strong brand identity that can be used over and over again, and we like the idea of branding Smoking Words as a movement instead of like an exclusive organization or group. Finally, for the short-term creative key message that we created, that's the Kickin' Butts and Rippin' Tails slogan that we used for our National Kick Butts Day Crawfish Boil. we just kind of wanted to play on the idea of the Southern Louisiana culture and things that LSU students enjoy, especially crawfish during the springtime. We kind of combined the idea of anti-tobacco with kicking butts, brought in the crawfish with ribbon tails, and created a message that really resonated with LSU students. And from here, we're going to let Rachel Hebert take over for the events.
And as Daniel said, our event coincided with the National Kick Butts Day, as well as the LSU Health and Wellness Fair. The National Kick Butts Day is a day to encourage American youth to be tobacco free. They hosted over 1,000 events worldwide this year. And as I said before, the LSU Health and Wellness Fair would also coincide with our event, so we decided to make it an incentive-based event where students had to visit our booth at the Wellness Fair and sign the Smoking Words petition in order to get their ticket to the crawfish boil. As well as attending the Wellness Fair and signing the petition, they also could like our Facebook page or follow our Twitter and win different prizes. Our initial objective was to have 80 attendees. As you can see, we had over 165 attendees, so that was pretty great. And we required 284 petition signatures. Our second event that 360 Communications put on, we coordinated with Dr. Sylvester and the Riley Center to host Andrew Mole, the Government Relations Director of the Louisiana American Cancer Society, to discuss the potential increase for tobacco tax. And the third event that we put on, we attended the tobacco tax rally at the state capitol to show our support for the potential increase for tobacco tax. The rally was put on by different anti-tobacco organizations. Throughout the rally, we provided live Twitter and Facebook posts to keep our followers in the know. And our fourth and final event, in honor of Earth Week, 360 Communications organized a cigarette butt cleanup on LSU's campus to show our support for a cleaner campus environment for all students.
For almost all of the events that Rachel previously mentioned, 360 wrote and distributed media advisories and press releases to the appropriate news outlets in an effort to obtain media coverage. Our main event, the Smoking Words Crawfish Boil, received coverage in the Daily Reveille on the day of, and also received a 1-minute segment on Tiger TV's Newsbeat segment. The Daily Reveille also published a letter to the editor on behalf of Dr. Sylvester on the day of the tobacco tax increase rally at the Capitol. Another thing that we implemented for the organization is an online petition via change.org. The online petition was shared throughout social media, and we found it as a more engaging way to target our audience for petition signatures, since a lot of them we found couldn't be present to sign in person. We also found that it allowed for students across campus to really share their message and personal stories about why this really affected them and why they would personally like to see LSU become tobacco free. Through the online petitions alone, we obtained 79 signatures, and the QR code we recommend, or the QR code is linked to the online petition, and we recommend it being used as well as the online petition for the future publications and future actions of Smoking Words after this campaign ends.
Alright, I'm going to tell you all how we did. Our first objective was to increase awareness of Smoking Words as an initiative among 100 students at LSU by April 30th, 2013. We were able to ascertain that we received a 13.7% increase in awareness. We were able to do this from an equivalent of uneven sample sizes between our before and after surveys. We also coupled this figure with the attendance at Smoking Words events and our social media outreach. We also used other results to validate this objective success. Our next objective was to secure an attendance of at least 80 students at a crawfish boil on Kick Butts Day on March 20th, 2013. As already been stated, we ended up over doubling that. We actually had to turn some people away. The Smoking Words table was far and away the hit of the Health and Wellness Fair. We received positive feedback from everybody, and people had fun, but the message remained clear. Our third objective was to secure 300 signatures on a petition to make LSU a tobacco-free campus by April 30th, 2013. We achieved these signatures through the Smoking Words table at the Health and Wellness Fair. We also had them at the Crawfish Boil for passersby to sign if they were interested in the cause. And we also reached out to the Greek community to gain signatures. And through that, we gained 284 paper signatures. And to go along with that, Alyssa added her online signatures, and we ended up amassing a total of 363 signatures. So we surpassed that objective. Alright, now our next objective was to increase social media output by gaining at least 50 more likes on Facebook and at least 20 more followers on Twitter by April 30th, 2013. As you can see, we drastically boosted our Facebook page. This was mostly through prize incentives at our Crawfish Boil, but we were also able to retain these likers through coverage of the events that we put on or attended, such as the tobacco rally at the Capitol and our cigarette butt cleanup. And Twitter, we weren't able to reach our objective there. This was because we held Facebook to a higher regard. We felt it was more useful for a short-term campaign. On Twitter, people are more stubborn about who they follow. The use of Twitter is limited for a short-term campaign. But for our future plan, we have instituted more Twitter activity, and we have added more posts to Hootsuite. And our last objective was to establish Fresh Campus Smoking Words as an active student organization at LSU by April 30th, 2013. I'm very pleased to say that we did establish Fresh Campus Smoking Words as an active organization on campus. We were surprised that it wasn't already, but on March 15th, 2013, we filed the necessary paperwork and officially recognized the organization as active. This will be a huge boost for credibility of Smoking Words moving forward. Overall, we met most of our objectives. We raised awareness of Smoking Words, we increased our social media reach, and we hosted a killer event, which we're trying to make an annual event. Smoking Words also secured 4 new officers for next year, which is very positive. And most importantly, we believe that the establishment of Fresh Campus as an active organization, the 4 new officers, and all the objectives met sets a great precedent for Smoking Words to succeed in the future without the help of a student learning